So we have changes in our weekly energy with Mars in Aries moving into its sign of dignity. Um, Mars in Pisces was really stirring a lot of emotional stuff, especially through the Mercury retrograde. And uh, there was a directionless quality to that, which actually goes really well with allowing things to come up in the moment that may be messy, may be hard to figure out, and to just be able to go through those, to have a retrospective. And so we've done that in the last 3 weeks. And now we have Mars moving into Aries. This adds energy, it adds direction. This is taking things out of the introspective space and into the world, into the propelling of actions. So take a look at your Aries sector because that is where you're going to feel fresh energy, fresh, it's like purposeful energy, purposeful action wanting to happen through you that is resonating with this incredibly sort of revolutionary time that we're all experiencing, that the world is experiencing. The world has turmoil ongoing and we have things that no longer work in our lives that we must address in concrete ways. We must figure out how we're going to show up differently in those areas of our lives. One of the ways that you know that something's not working is because there's been a loss of energy, a loss of enthusiasm, a loss of inspiration. And so keeping that gossamer thread to your spiritual self that lets you know what lights you up, that lets you know um, that life is not necessarily, you're not a beast of burden. You are meant to thrive and meant to explore in this world. And so we're always hearing that call. And when we look at the transits, we can capture the energy that's available to us for those. So we have Mercury direct in the Aries sector. And of course, the North Node is there. So you're going to continue to get hints. They may not be very comfortable or familiar. They're going to be places that you are feeling an urge to go in your life that you don't necessarily have any like evidence for. You don't have experience in those areas, but you still feel the call, and it will feel like this fresh flow of energy moving through your life, carrying you forward, and the magnetism there. I wanted to talk about two flower essences that you might like to use at this time. And one of them is walnut. Walnut is a wonderful tool for balancing this like a habit pattern of listening to others or seeing things in the world and getting derailed, feeling like everything's a message and you've got to figure out, you've got to act on those messages from the outside instead of what's on the inside and what's being dictated to you from your own, your inner passion and your soul. So walnut is great for just kind of keeping you on your path, especially when you feel really unsettled in times of turmoil and chaos, when so much is going around you. And it's almost like there's a diminishment of your personal sense of purpose and path. It's almost like a flood came and washed away your path and you can't see it anymore. So walnut is great for that. And what was the other one that I wanted to, uh, let's see, mustard. So mustard is it's a Bach flower essence, and it's wonderful for alleviating a sense of sort of a gloomy, burdened feeling that you may be having. It's really common right now, especially if you are highly sensitive and you are having things that you want to create and do in your life, but it feels like the world is just in such chaos and it's such a mess and it's so heavy that there are days that really drag for you, especially when you're in a transition. And so mustard can help just lift that heaviness from you. And of course, we have to have healthy daily habits. It always starts with the body, and then we address the energy next. And so, but these are two that I really like, especially for you. If you watch me for the stuff that I talk about, which has to do with being aware, wanting to be on your highest path, wanting to live the inspired life without self-sacrifice, and not wanting to get derailed all the time by drama and intrigue and just sadness that you may feel in this world right now. It's so easy to lend your energy out when you feel the pull of grief and grieving and pain and agony that is happening in the world. And yet, keep in mind that who you are and what you're bringing into this world, it's like you can't spread yourself so thin that you're just mopping up disaster after disaster. You have to take care of yourself and understand that you have something perfect for the world that you are creating, and that your path is just as important as you taking care of others, right? So those are the two things I wanted to focus on. I wanted to keep this short. And I don't have a Barbie for you today, but maybe next week, you never know. I would love to know how you're feeling this Aries fire, Mars and Aries. How are you feeling it? Um, are you feeling some clarity since we had Mercury go direct? It's just there, we are putting the pieces back together. We are moving onto new paths as we speak. So I would love to hear about yours.